Okay, I am live. Says 0 views, but who the fuck knows? Let me get my Winamp all set up. Hi, Special Iron. It's Saturday night. It's Cybercat stream night. Okay, oh, I get it. All systems seem to be go. That's good. That was a reference to Rimmer saying, take it away, Scutters, right? I figured that out halfway through reading it. Let me go ahead and, I always try to be all, like, ready for this, and then I always, like, forget half the shit I was supposed to do to get set up. Live chat. Oh, wait, no. Pop out the chat first, and then switch it to live chat, because it defaults back to top chat for some reason. Excuse me. Live chat. There we go. And let me embiggen the window. Okay. Bros and bras. Hi, Artie. Yeah, it took me a second, but I got it. Hi, Death's Head. Surprised the Scutters obeyed him, to be honest. Yeah, I know. That's the only thing about that bit. But otherwise, I do like imagining the Scutters, you know, playing instruments and stuff. It gives me a cute mental image. I guess I was thirsty. All right. I guess, yeah, I have pretty much no choice but to play the usual music. I might have to change it up pretty soon because I'm getting a little tired of the usual stuff. Whoa, that's loud on my end. I'm pretty sure I haven't touched the desktop audio since last week, so music should be at a good level. Hi, Tippy. Oops, I missed a couple. Today I'm cooking with Dina chicken. Oh, right, you're cooking with Dina, where you cook while you watch my streams. I almost forgot about that. Chicken piccata with asparagus, oyster, mushrooms, and taters. Well, I've never had... Oh, oyster mushrooms, got it. I'm not a huge fan of mushrooms, but other than that, it sounds pretty good. We did get to see him playing keyboards when they were partying on the moon in Series 2. Thanks for the memory. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. The music's very muted now? Okay, I'll turn it up a bit. Turn it down a little more on my end, though, because it's a tad loud for me. Oh, no, it's too quiet for me. It's time to slide into my wet, sweaty clothes for the second gym and run. Have fun with that. I'm trying to work out more, but it's kind of a slow process. I'm gradually getting there. I hope to start getting back to the point where I wake up early and go to the fitness center before work. I'm going back to the office next week, but I only have to be there 2 days a week, so that still gives me 3 days to do that. You know, I know mushrooms don't really taste like anything, but I don't like the texture of them. I don't know how to explain it, but I just don't like their texture. Sometimes if mushrooms are in something, I don't always notice, but usually I do, and I don't know. Something going back from when I was a kid that I just never quite grew out of. What's your least favorite song? To me, it's the song Walking in Memphis. Feels a bit too much like desecrating Elvis's memory for my taste. Least favorite song? Off the top of my head, I'm not sure. That's a good volume? Okay, good. Also, I love hate that I enjoy Stacy's Mom. The lyrics give me the ick. Yeah, it's a little gross. I guess off the top of my head, I love the sound, the music part of The Boys Are Back in Town, but I fucking hate the lyrics. I forgot to hide Jessica's skirt. Oh yeah, I forgot to point out I added the patterns like to Tyrus's whatever the fuck this is called, robe, sash, whatever, and I also added her over skirt thingy. There's both. Well, okay, now both layers are. But anyway, let me do away with those because I don't need them right now. They should be hidden. At least you won't end up hallucinating after Lister serves you a large quantity of mushrooms. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have to worry about accidentally eating the wrong mushrooms. Especially when it blatantly implies that Mom knows. I don't remember that part of the song, but it's been a while since I heard it. I just thought he was singing about having a crush on someone's mom. That is a pretty bad typo now that you mention it. But I got what you meant. The intricate patterns on their clothes look so cool. Thank you. It's kind of a pain to add it, but it's less of a pain than if I were to painstakingly draw it every time. So at least there's that. More commonly known to the space beatnik community as Freaky Fungus. Alright. Let's get to this. I might finish this today, but we'll see. Maybe that's wishful thinking on the singer's part. Yeah, it could be. I was looking over at the little chat box, and for a second I thought it had gone back to having everybody be the same color. But no, it turns out that just Death's Head and Special Iron are similar colors, and they're the only ones in the chat right now. Hi, Smugseed. Yeah, see, Smugseed is green in the chat, so... Backrooms was pretty good. Yeah, I haven't, I've heard a couple YouTubers talk about it, but I haven't heard too much overall about it, but I like the concept of making a movie about backrooms. I love that bit where Rimmer tries to convince himself, listen, in 3 million years you'll be dead. Will I really? Okay, I should probably, like, get some progress on this. And our colors seem to change each stream. Yeah, it seems to assign a random color to everybody. But there was a point where, like, it was making everybody's name the same color, which was really annoying, and I don't know why it started doing that, but one day it just stopped, and I was like, okay, good, but, like, why did it happen, and why did it stop happening? I never did find out. I see Special Iron is still the bringer of hearts. Excuse me. Thank you for the hearts. Probably Special Iron. I think the music sounds off again. Probably my speakers are wonky again. I'm not gonna worry about it. If any songs sound really bad, I'll just skip them, but other than that, whatever. Well, there's not very much green visible on her. That's kind of nice. It's sort of funny that this Fester's Quest cover music ended up being part of my background music. I originally got it because I wanted to use I had some Abadox cover music that I wanted to use, and I got it off of Bandcamp, and I found that the guy who made that also did a Fester's Quest soundtrack cover, so I just kind of threw that in as well. Let me just go ahead and do the white. There's not very much white visible on her either. In fact, yeah. If her tail was in the shot, there'd be a little more, but yeah, it's just on her face pretty much. That's pretty much it right there. Well, I guess I'll get caught up on the chat before I do the bodysuit. You can't help but feeling bad for Captain Hollister when he walks in dressed as the chicken. Yeah. Bringer of hearts since 1977. Bringing all the hearts. Still got to get into Red Dwarf. Thankfully, it's free on Pluto TV right now. Oh, that's cool. Might get around to the first episode later today. Oh, yeah, Red Dwarf. And good thing about Red Dwarf is that there aren't very many episodes per season, so it's not going to take you a super long time to get through it. I think season 6 is probably my favorite season, but there are other seasons I like for like different reasons, but I think 6 is probably my favorite. Definitely has my favorite episode in it, which is Gunmen of the Apocalypse. Well, spam the hearts has become a tradition on the stream, yeah. Part of me wonders what Robotnik will even do in Sonic 4. His character arc felt complete in 3. That's true. She's actually a serval, but this one's a leopard, actually. But yeah, she's actually a serval, hence the really big ears. But yeah. That's okay, I know not everybody knows cat species. The early seasons are very different from the later ones. Definitely give them a good chance. Yeah, like the first few seasons feel more like a British comedy set in space, and the later ones lean a little more into the sci-fi and action a little more, but still comedy, of course, but they feel a little more sci-fi and action-y. More Jim Carrey is good, but what's the point? True. Your favorite seasons are 5 and 6. Yeah, there are definitely a lot of episodes I like in season 5 too. It's sometimes when I'm rewatching it, I'm like, maybe I like season 5 a little better, and then I get to 6 and I'm like, eh. I'm pretty sure season 8 is everyone's least favorite one. There was this one old BBC show from the 90s I saw recently, Neverwhere. I thought it was great. Loved the psychedelic fantasy vibes. Interesting. I've never heard of it. Granted, I don't watch a lot of British TV. It's mostly just like Red Dwarf and Blackadder for me. And if you want to include movies, the Full Monty. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Kind of booberific. Alright. Well, that's not all of it. I gotta do her legs too a little bit, but they're gonna be hidden behind the, they're gonna be hidden behind the cape here, but I'm trying to think if I want to bother with any highlights on her legs. I don't think so, because they're kind of in back and you're not even really gonna see them super well anyway. Just clean up the shading here. Alright, blue is next. I will get caught up on the chat really quick first, though. I remember the TV trailer for season 5 was, they've taken Mr. Rimmer, quick, let's get him out, let's get out of here before they bring him back. Yeah, that's perfect. That's like a perfect, what's the word I'm thinking of? Ah, well. Microcosm, I think that's the word I was trying to... That's perfect microcosm of Red Dwarf. Honestly, sounds like my D&D campaign. There's a PC named Astaroth, who's a cat wizard. He's the campaign mascot, alcoholic little gremlin. Cute. One thing I'm noticing more of lately, the number of American channels reacting to British comedy they've never seen before. Oh, that's cool. My throat's a little irritated today. I don't know why. I really like the show Ghosts. There's something respectable about a show that can be easily adapted by at least a half dozen countries. I don't think I know that one. Mainly due to the increased availability to certain services such as BritBox. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Does she look concerned? I don't know if I was necessarily going for that, but it works. Hi, Dr. Mad Studio. There's one channel I watch who've recently discovered, yep, you've guessed it, Red Dwarf. It just put me squared up yesterday. That's cool. R.I.P. for some of the hate they're going to get for being an American reacting to Red Dwarf. Currently using a different laptop from a friend of mine because the fan inside my other one has worn out. Oh, that's a bummer. But it should come sometime next week. That's good. I assume she offered to go with Jessica for emotional support. Yeah, that would make sense. Could be that, or she just wanted to talk to her, like, away from Tyrus for once. The next few pages are Jessica talking about how much it sucks being married to Tyrus, and when the writer of this came up with that, I'm like, because I always had it in my head that these two were besties, and I'm like, wouldn't Laser Eyes already know about all this? And because like, aren't they already friends? And he's like, Tyrus would probably not allow Jessica to have any friends, and I'm like, oh shit, good point. Sorry, damn. I always clear my throat a lot, but it's like more so than usual today. I think there's like been a change in weather lately or something. Messing up my sinuses. Let me do the rest of the shading before I change the brush size. Oh, let me add a little bit of shading. Whoops. Let me add a little bit of shading. So my hope is that I finish this today, and then next week I can start on the next bit of Frankenstein fan art I started. Which I'll probably show it off at some point during this stream. we'll see. If I end up having to finish this next weekend, then... Should I have a highlight on? Well, I guess now that I've smudged it out, it looks okay. I feel like I was about to say something. I forgot what I was saying. Oh well. It'd probably feel a little bit... Oops! Dina had the wrong tool selected. Take a drink. Let's go with 5, actually. That should be shaded as well. Well, that's going to blend into her leg, but oh well. It doesn't really matter that much. Oh, I could also put a little bit of highlight like here. There we go. Yep, that's done. Got behind on the chat again. You guys are really chatty today. Let me go ahead and unhide the dress because I'm basically done with everything that's, or at least the back layer, I'm done with everything that's back there. You can barely even tell the difference between the shading and mid-color of her boots. Come to think of it. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, there wasn't much point. I maybe could have put a highlight on there and it would maybe show a little bit better, but most of it gets lost behind that pattern on her dress anyway. Met Garth Ennis and Keith Garth Ennis. I know that name. Keith Burns today at Liverpool Forbidden Planet. Got 4 graphic novels signed. That's cool. Yeah, you'll always get haters just because you're American. The current political climate obviously isn't helping, but that's not your fault. Oh yeah, that doesn't help either. What am I looking for? Oh yeah, chloroseptic, obviously. Oh, a guy from the Judge Dredd comics. That's cool. Question, what are some quintessential movies I need to watch before I turn 30? I don't know. I don't know about specifically before you turn 30. I think everyone should watch Del Toro's Frankenstein movie, but other than that, I don't know. Sometimes abused women will still make excuses for their husbands. I remember Beverly Marsh kept making excuses for Tom to her best friend in the novel. Oh, I believe that. I don't remember. It's been ages since I read it, but yeah, I can believe it. And the bastard learned where Beverly was going by beating her up. Yeah, that part I do remember. Okay, Dr. Mad Studios, thanks for stopping by. Looking better already? Thank you. Been watching the Lord of the Rings trilogy again. Yeah, I've been meaning to do that, actually. I feel like I'm seeing it mentioned a lot all of a sudden. And it's got me thinking, I need to watch that again. It's been so long, I don't even really remember it too well. Obviously, some parts of it I remember, but, like, I think the bulk of it I'd forgotten. The incident that gives the main character the ability... Oh, I'm skipping over the stuff about the Ghost show because I've never watched it. The novel, after leaving Tom, she gets in a cab to her best friend's house, Kay. Kay has always been able to tell that Tom abused her and is happy she left him. Yeah. I do remember that she had a friend and that Tom beat her up. That was messed up, but yeah. I didn't remember that Beverly was making excuses for her, but that is a typical thing that abuse victims do. Okay, Yellow. That's not very much of that either. Yeah, she's almost completely hidden behind Jessica here, so there's not a lot to do on her, really. One thing I did here was I decided, because she has like gold trim like along the edge of her cape, I decided to not have it show on the inside, and that's probably inconsistent with earlier with earlier shots of her cape, but it's a huge pain in the ass to draw all that piping, and I just didn't want to have to deal with it here. And I think for any other time we see her, it's not going to show on the inside of her cape. After a certain point, I'm just like, you know what, consistency be damned. Actually, I've got myself curious now. I wonder if you can... I wonder what it looks like on page 12. Oh, yeah. You can see it on the inside. You can see that you can see it on the inside there. Yeah, I probably won't be doing that in the future. I'll still have it be on the outside. Whenever you can see the outside. Oh, yeah, both of these sides are the inside of the cape. Yeah, I'm not going to do that in the future. That's just... It's a pain getting it just right. I always mess it up. Oop. Okay, glad I didn't close the whole window. Whoops. That doesn't need a highlight. I guess I'll just let the Phantasy Star 4 music play this time. The spots where I'm putting the shading makes sense on this, but oh my god, excuse me. Oh, I almost forgot about her eyes. even though this brooch is supposed to be gold. Just because it's so small on the page, I decided to just have it be the same color as, like... That reminds me, I forgot to add highlights to that. Well, it's so, again, it's so small on the page, I guess I won't bother. I was looking at the little green bits. I forgot to add, highlights to that. Let me just go ahead and finish her up while I'm here. What color am I using for the inside of mouths anyway? Oh. Looks like for Tyrus I just kind of used black. Yeah, I guess that works fine. Okay, now I'm just doing ears. Oh, wait a minute. Oh yeah, I gotta do the black. Oh, wait a second. I think. Oh yeah. For the black, I did her and Jessica on the same layer. Which just makes sense. Okay, so I don't have to worry about the black on her shoes yet. Did I put highlights on her eyes? I don't actually remember. I feel like I was halfway through doing her eyes and then I got sidetracked. I may be remembering wrong, but just to be sure. What am I doing? Okay. It kind of looks like I already did it. Okay, well. She done. Go ahead and unhide the next layer. I'm guessing, yeah, I need to get caught up on the chat. Speaking of Lord of the Rings, been reading the Hobbit book. So far I'm 3 chapters in. Oh yeah, I read that when I was in high school 3 times for some reason. Hang on, I'll be right back. I need to clean out my nose. Okay. Tom then travels to Derry and is manipulated by Pennywise into kidnapping Bill's wife, Audra. Oh, yeah. That's right, I'd forgotten about that in the mini-series. It was different than that in the mini-series. I think it was just Pennywise just kind of did it himself. Or it did it itself. Even during the dinner scene in the Chinese restaurant, she puts all her success as a fashion designer down to Tom. Bill works it out, though. Oh, interesting. I don't think that was in the book, though, right? I don't think that was in the miniseries. If I need to do piping, I draw it with a white line and use a border effect with the black color. Yeah, this is why I need to start drawing in Photoshop, because drawing this stuff by hand in like on an actual drawing pad, it makes stuff like that a lot harder. But I need I need one of those, I say this probably every week. I need one of those, tablets that you can draw on directly and you can see the image right on it while you're drawing. I need one of those, but I can't afford it. The one I want is like $400. One day. Even works out that when Beverly told them they went for testing for fertility reasons, he refused and was obviously blaming Beverly. Oh, I don't remember that either. Wow. I guess there's a lot of details from the book I don't remember. Got to read Stephen King's It, but way back in middle school I remember loving it, but it was so much to get through. It felt like a big accomplishment finally finishing it. Yeah, that thing's a doorstopper. I think I said I read it in high school. Imagine how Tim Curry could have done as Pennywise if they weren't restricted by television regulations. That's true. That was a nice thing about them remaking it. They were at least able to have a lot more blood and gore. That was a little closer to the level of blood and gore in the novel. Wow. It is heartening that even if in his weakened state, Tim Curry clearly still has a sense of humor. That's cool. First Stephen King novel I read, it belonged to my sister, and I just picked it up one day. That's cool. I read a lot of Stephen King in high school, and he's like really those were really the only books I read. During that time. I had to stop because I was reading so many Stephen King books. Spending so much time reading Stephen King books, I wasn't doing any artwork. Also, I think I was getting a little burned out on them after a point. The last book I started reading was The Dead Zone, and I just like halfway through I put it down and I never picked it up again. Not that I didn't like it, but I think I was just kind of burned out. I'd read so many Stephen King books so quickly. Oh, I don't think I don't need to add any shading to the black, I don't think. Yeah, I mean, the black itself is pretty much a highlight, so you don't have to do anything to that. Well, gold is next. Oh, that's always an ordeal doing the gold. Well, honestly, the hardest part is just like getting down that base color. The shading and highlights actually aren't that bad. Also, I need to open her reference image. If I have it, there it is. There's only 2 colors, not including the white, so that's good. Oh, actually I already put the middle color, it's the highlight, duh. Oops, I had the wrong color selected. You know what? Let me use the hard-edged. There we go. say let me use a hard-edged brush at first. I don't know. I guess that's all right. Just trying to think if I need to add more shading on the other side of her leg. I think I should probably leave it alone. I do need to leave some room for highlights. Excuse me, oh my god. I'm drinking that water too fast. Trust the process. That should look better when I come back to it. Do I want to... It probably would be a good idea to add a little more. Well, you know what? I'll come back to that. Okay, now... Like I said, trust the process. That's pretty good, I think. Now I just have to go back and... Well, what I probably should have done actually was just shaded this whole area and then gone back and added highlights. I think that would have been an easier way to do this, but whatever. Yeah, I'm just gonna go back and add a highlight to that. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the rest of the tail alone for now. Let me go ahead and bring back some of the highlight I had. Oh, my hand's getting tired. Ow. Okay. I'll get caught up on the chat in a second because I'm gonna need to rest this hand. Ow. actually. Let's leave that alone. I forgot her skirt's going to be covering that part anyway, so it's not even going to show that much. I don't need to be. I don't need to be agonizing over making that leg look perfect. Okay, let me... Video I watched of Tim Curry talking about his roles had him very low energy but still making jokes. That's cool. I said I stopped reading Stephen King books in high school. That's not entirely true. I also continued, I continued reading the Dark Tower books whenever they came out. And like, maybe a decade ago I read Revival because I just happened to stumble onto a copy of it. So yeah, that wasn't totally true. Revival is the only recent-ish Stephen King book I've read, though. Remember when The Green Mile came out? It was released in parts as a novella series, yeah. Experiment that Stephen King wanted to try successfully. My sister and I read them as they came out. That's cool. Yeah, I didn't read The Green Mile until after I watched the movie. So I guess that's another book I read later. Each one ended with the multiple choice questions asking what would happen in the next part. Interesting. Yeah, I only read the like the completed book that came out later. I didn't read the shorter ones. Does Tyrus eventually get his comeuppance in the comic? Oh yeah. I'm contemplating if I should tell you what happens. It doesn't happen in this comic, but he does eventually get his comeuppance. Well, he gets a small amount of comeuppance in this issue. He gets his ultimate comeuppance later on. Shiny thighs. Never read any Terry Pratchett books. Like how The Simpsons parodied The Green Mile in the episode where Homer ended up on death row. I don't remember. I must have, that must be a Treehouse of Horrors episode. Is it lethal or merely karmic? The ultimate one is, lethal. The one in this comic is just karmic. Walks past John Coffey on his way to the chair. Hold out your hands, boss. Homer walks up to him with a hopeful smile, expecting a miracle only for John to grab him by the throat. That sounds like a Simpsons joke. Alright, let me add the highlight to this. Add a little more highlight. I think I made the gold a little too dark on her face. I can add a little more of that yellow, actually. I keep forgetting. There's also like a white highlight that I'll be able to add in some parts. So yeah, that doesn't need to be so dark. Okay, that's much better. I almost forgot about her hand. There we go. That'll probably do for the tail, honestly. I was going to put more of the little more shading on the top, but I don't really think it needs it. Okay, now I just got to add some white and then I'll be done with the gold on her. You know, I don't want to add too much white there. The yellow's gonna get lost. I gotta be careful about that. Maybe just on like the highest parts of it. Okay, gold is done. Next on her is going to be the white, which you can't even really see yet. Let me just see how this is going to look with the dress over it. Oh yeah, you could barely even see all the work I put into those spots. Oh well. Oh, only one thigh. The rest was legitimate. Oh, it wasn't a Halloween episode. Homer learns at the end that him ending up on death row is a reality TV prank. Wow. That's a strange plot. At least Tyrus does get karma then. Rubs hands together. Yeah. Honestly, the female celebrity involved in that prank getting ogled by Homer was the least that seriously screwed up situation deserved. Well, this is going on. Both Sheba and Diana are in their dressing rooms doing their warm-up exercises. I can imagine Diana doing pull-ups for some reason. Nicely highlighted, thank you. Reminds me of the episode where Homer and Bart try to make a living by scamming people, only they get scammed themselves. Sounds about right. They get groundskeeper Willie framed for carjacking, but it turns out to be another setup to get Homer and Bart to come clean. I haven't watched Simpsons in a very long time. I heard it got better again, but I just kind of don't care anymore at this point. So the white on her, I think, is only on her face and her hands, if I remember correctly. Yeah, no white on her tail. This hand looks a little bit janky, but I think I somewhat fixed it when I inked it. The first time I ever drew a hand and worried people were going to think it was AI because of the way the hand looked. Wow, really? 3 shades of... Oh, wait, that's probably not for the white. There's like 3 different layers that have several shades of gray in them, and I don't know which is which. Oh, once again, I wish I had the Photoshop version of this available still. But I don't, so I'm stuck just trying to figure out. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. There wouldn't have been more than 2 colors, so it's probably this layer. This is a little dark for the white, so I'm guessing it's probably this one. First one I saw was this, and I'm like, wow, why are there so many shading colors for the white? And then I'm like, oh yeah, she wears a lot of gray, doesn't she? I don't think she needs any shading there. Oh, there does need to be some there, though. In fact, that should be pretty dark, I would think. Yeah, 2 o'clock already. I might possibly not finish this. We'll see, though. I only say that because there's so many layers to her, but I don't know. Some of them might not take that long, so we'll just see. And the white's done. The back part of the dress is the next layer, and next is the blue. And the bodysuit, which is the olive green color that goes here. Is it olive green? Oh no, it's more like what would you call that? It's kind of a grayish green, I guess. But anyway, there's that, and then I get to unhide the dress. We were all in on it. Willie wasn't. One of the darkest episodes was the Frank Grimes episode. That doesn't ring a bell. Homer got clear of the gummy Venus stuff because of Willie only to believe another sensationalist docudrama based on Willie. I stopped watching much Simpsons in, I'd say, high school. I honestly can't remember the last time I tuned in for a full episode. Yeah, me either. I don't remember the exact point I stopped watching. Excuse me. And Elise is dead again. I don't know, I feel like having all different music next week for some reason, because I'm hoping, you know, again, I'm hoping I'll finish this today and I'll be working on Frankenstein fan art again next week. So I feel like I should have different music to go with that, but I have no idea. Whoops. There's no blue up here, just on her gloves and boots. For some reason, I'm just like, I might be overdoing it with the shading a little bit. This cat's making noise over there. Okay. Oh right, I also need to shade this leg, don't I? Well, it would help if I had the right color selected. There's no drinking game for that, even though maybe there should be. I don't need to agonize over that too much. Again, it's gonna get covered by the fucking dragon print anyway. Yeah, and I mean, I'm not even gonna bother adding highlight to that. Yep, that's all good. Even though this is labeled bodysuit, it's actually a whole lot of things. Well, it's the bodysuit and the trim that matches it. Which, ideally, I probably should have put them on separate layers, but I never do that for whatever reason, because they're the same color, I guess. Okay. Frank Grimes was the guy who joined the power plant and tried to expose Homer for his incompetence. No one would listen, he ended up killing himself. Oh, wow. Bitterness stems from having struggled for everything in his life and learning how easy Homer had it. Wow, yeah, that's kind of dark. The point was to show a normal, rational person could not survive a place like Springfield. Off-screen cat shenanigans, yep. That's what that was. I have to shave that leg as well. Oh yeah, I probably said I had to shade that leg. So cute, I had to shave it. Wow. Hi, Taijian. The color scheme of the chat is interesting this week. It's like two people who are two shades of red, and then every once in a while someone who is some shade of green turns up. Whoops. Oh, there it goes. Actually, I'm gonna use that for the highlight color, I guess. Oh, come the fuck on. There, I didn't have the layer selected. Oh, normally I do shading before highlights. I don't know why I'm doing it this way. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's just that's the way I'm used to doing it. It feels off when I do it out of order. I'm gonna focus on the actual bodysuit, and then I will do the ribbon parts separately. Oops, right. In fact, I'm not even going to worry about coloring over them. I mean, that's basically it. I'll, let me soften that shadow a little. Yeah, I could add a little more highlight to that. Don't know why I'm so stingy with the highlight this time around, but... Oh, that was already the default color. I think I could add a little more shading maybe, just to a couple spots. Or make the shading darker in a couple spots rather. Yeah, that looks much better. I'll go ahead and add a little more there too, because this would add a little bit of shading on her. You know what? I haven't been coloring this one. Ah! Oh no, I haven't done any of the oh shit. I'm a freaking idiot. So I've come this far. I think I'll just continue doing it the way I have been. I'll go back and do the other panel after. Maybe next weekend. Damn, it completely slipped my mind that she's in 2 panels. God damn it. The last 2 characters I colored were in 1 panel each, so I guess I just sort of forgot to even... Why am I doing this with the pen? Hang on. Let me unselect the bodysuit, and then I guess I'll get caught up on the chat. But I think I'm gonna stop reacting to the Simpsons topic if you guys are still talking about that, because I'm sorry, I'm just not interested in the Simpsons. Like I said, I haven't watched it in ages. I don't even really think about the Simpsons anymore. I know it's kind of memey, but I know there's lots of internet memes and such, like just kind of part of... Simpsons are just kind of a big part of our culture and everything, but I don't know, I just don't really care about the Simpsons anymore. Okay, I'll go back to doing the ribbons in a minute. I'm so mad at myself that I forgot that she was in 2 panels. I got 1, 2, well, don't count the dress one. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 5 layers in, I finally remembered that she was in more than 1 panel. Oh my god. Well, it's not going to take me very long to read the chat if I'm skipping the Simpsons stuff. I mean, you guys can talk about whatever you want. I'm not trying to... Not trying to tell you what you're not allowed to talk about or anything, just I'm not gonna... I won't be reacting. Okay, let's see. Do the ribbony parts. Do. I thought I was only going to use the darkest shading on that, but that doesn't seem to quite work. It looks like I do need... Yeah, that looks much better. At least for the belt part. Yeah, actually it works. I kind of need it for that bit of shading too. Okay, I should be able to use just the darker shading for the rest. It's just this area is so big it needed a little more. Although, you know, maybe I should use yeah, there are some spots where I should still use the lighter shading. guess I will add some lighter shading to those parts as well. Yeah, I could use it here. The idea is that even though this is the same color as this, it's made of a glossier fabric. That's the look I'm trying to go for here. All right, highlight color. Why did I have to make this outfit so fucking complicated? It's got like 20 fucking layers. Did that, I guess. Okay, all right, I think that layer's done. Excuse me. Oh, I can also, no, wait. Oh, that's weird. I must have moved that, I must have moved that layer. That needs to go up there. Because the silver trim has to go under the skirt. So that's weird. I don't know how that happened. I guess I moved it on accident. Okay. God, it's nearly 2:30 already. This stream has gone by fast. It's probably the quickest time Dina took to get to the bottom of the chat. Yep. Not really food or Sonic though, at least not much. Wait for Flash to come in for Sonic. Yeah. Flash will lead the Sonic discussion. Never read the Archie comics. There's a period where Mobians were practically humans with carbon animal feature, or cartoon, I don't know why I read that as cartoon animal features. They're also adapting Golden Axe and Shinobi. Yeah, I've heard something about them, like Echo showing up in a Sonic comic or something like that, but... Time flies when you're having fun. True. Let me hide that for a second just to see. Yeah. I just want to see how stuff looks behind the skirt. Yeah, once again, I put even a little... I didn't even spend a lot of time on shading that, but I still spent more time than I needed. Eh. I'm going to assume, well, actually, any of these could be, well, I think I figured that was the white layer. I don't know about that. This is probably the silver layer. It's got the most colors in it. Probably the closest Styx will get to his live action version, yep. Love how the dress has turned out. Thank you, yeah. I think it's a pretty neat effect. Whoops. Okay, I'm all right here. Oops. I keep my computer tower is a little too close to my hand. I keep bumping it. I really need to scoot it over, but anytime I do that, my computer crashes and it causes a bunch of problems. I mean, I guess if I turn my computer off first, that wouldn't happen, but... I don't want to have to turn off my computer all the way just to scoot the... tower over a little. Ow, these damn cat ears are hurting me. Okay. don't use any white on here, do I? Oh, it looks like maybe I do. Okay. Probably try to be a little bit sparing with it, I guess. Did I? Trying to figure out if I put shading under that. I think I probably did. It looks like I did. Either way, I think it looks fine. Okay, now I just gotta add a little bit of white. I should probably... Let me zoom in here. Okay, that's not right. That should be fuzzier. There we go. Just use straight white up here because it's so small. I don't need to use like multiple shades for it. Ugh. Okay. Oops, okay. I can switch to a fuzzier brush now. Let's go back to that. Ah. That looks weirdly like sharp. There we go, that's a little better. That needed to be smudged out a little bit too. I don't know why that had such a hard edge on it. I think I'm almost done with the white. I think like I said, I'm gonna be kind of sparing with it. Okay, I think that's probably it. Hi George, I see you in the chat. Okay, I think, let's see. Should be good with the silver, I think. I think she looks pretty good. I can finally unhide this. Well, only 3 layers left, so I might be able to finish this. We'll see. If I get really close to finishing, I might just finish it off screen. We'll see. Damn, you guys have... Ah, there's when George showed up. The tower must feel comfortably close to the monitor for it to function well. It's more that just any movement makes it crash for whatever reason. Literally just woke up and I'm still foggy. Well, yeah, if you literally just woke up. Never mind, I misinterpreted the way you meant that. I've said it many times, but I love how these drawings end up looking more three-dimensional once you finish shading them. Thank you. These are nice visuals to see first thing. Thank you, George. I don't know anything about Summer Games Fest. Reasonably confident that the last part of Final Fantasy VII Remake is about to get revealed. Interesting. I still haven't played any of those. I really need to. I think we at least have the first one. Looking forward to Tasmanian Winterfest in a few weeks. Interesting. Been over 10 years since it was announced. Wow, yeah, I mean, I guess that tracks, but damn. Characterizations for the most part is absolutely spot on, and they do a much better job of world building as well. Places you go to in art are absolutely gorgeous. That's cool. Olive oil ice cream. Interesting. Local made absinthe. I like absinthe. And of course, exotic meat and veggie dishes and other fun desserts. Yeah, George brings the food chat. Hi, Tolchok. I forget what crumpets are. I know what scones are. 7:35 a.m. Oh wow, that is way too early for a weekend. I always end up being awake by then anyway, but I never intend to. Jessica definitely, oops, did not skip leg day. It's not really that she's that muscular, it's more that, like... It's more of just adding a lot of detail to the shaded areas, if that makes sense. Although I know it translates to making her look buff. That's just kind of an old comic book thing I latched onto, that sometimes if characters are wearing a dark, shiny fabric, it, like, exaggerates their muscle tone. Hi, Sticks. Another page completed? No. I wish. Like I said, I forgot to do her shading and highlights on this panel. But we're getting close to being done. Complimentary breakfast is always the nice part of staying in a hotel. It depends on what it is. A lot of times it's just a bunch of fruit and granola bars, in my experience, but maybe I've just only been to crappy hotels. First part of Final Fantasy VII Remake would have come out a bit sooner, but they scrapped what they had done so far and produced it entirely in-house. Interesting. Oh, a crumpet is an English muffin, thank you. Yeah, I guess I knew that, I'd just forgotten. Thick aerated discs of bread, yeah. So an English muffin. Any signs of Terra or Soul? Good point. I don't know where either of them is. And Soul's over on his favorite backpack he likes to sleep on, and I don't know where Terra is. She might be under a desk or a bed somewhere. When you butter them, it slowly melts and sinks through the crumpet, through all the air pockets, and fills up. So yeah, basically an English muffin. I hadn't had one of those in ages. Oh, hey, Red Rally, it's been a while. Yeah, like you said, been a while. I didn't see that right away. No flash yet. God, I remember last time we were all talking about Flash not being here. Turned out he'd been here the whole time, but he just didn't feel like talking, and we, like, inadvertently forced him to. I felt a little bit bad about that, but he seemed to have a sense of humor about it. Do those little turquoise discs even need to be shaded? Because they're supposed to be flat anyway. I do put a little bit of shading and highlights on them normally, I guess. So yeah, alright. I'll add a little bit to them, but not too much. So that one's in the back, so that one can just be darker. Same with that one. And I'll just leave that one alone, because any shading and highlight on that one, it'll just end up looking spherical. Put a little bit of highlight on it. There we go. Perfect. think I'll do these two. Just because it's easy anyway, so like, why the fuck not? One less thing I need to do later. Yeah. Damn it. There we go. Oops, that should be... I miscolored that bit. Let me fix that in a minute. Okay. I clearly messed up and made that silver, didn't I? Yeah, that makes sense. Let me put a tiny bit of highlight on that. Okay. Okay. Next are her eyes. Let me rest my hand for a minute. Hotel breakfasts I've gone to had plenty of egg, sausage, and those waffle makers. Can't really get the hang of it. Well, that's cool. Oh, it must be like a, thank you for the hearts. Must be like a, what's the term I'm thinking of, where they just lay it all out on the table and you have to come and get it. Speaking of crumpets, I still have some Reaper marmalade that would go nice on one. That does sound good. Actually, I don't know what Reaper marmalade is, but it sounds interesting. I assume it's like spicy marmalade. He was spying on us. He just had a scan in hospital. Oh yeah, that was it. Oh, speak of the devil, I see Flash. Hi, Flash. Hotel I booked has no breakfast, but it is near plenty of local cafes, which are nice. That's cool. Of course, the first comments I see are, "Where's Flash?" Oh, hummus and pita chips sounds good. Okay, Death's Head, thanks for stopping by. Hot lager with croutons. Ugh. Hi, Prison Brad, the Pony Talk guy is back. I love it when you all are self-aware. Lister did invent beer milkshakes, that's true. Oh, hi, Annie. Everyone's here today. It looks great, thank you. Everyone always turns up shortly before the stream is due to end. That's true, yeah, it's only got like 11 minutes left. Oh, I'm actually not gonna finish her. That's such a pain in the butt. Phrasing. That's okay. What I may end up doing, I think, I should probably show you guys the, I know not all of you are in the Discord, so I should show off the Frankenstein drawing I did. But yeah, what I might do is get that all ready this weekend, and then if I finish her before the end of the stream, which I should because there's not that much left, then I'll start working on him. Although, I might just, like I said, I might just do this off camera. I don't know which I'm gonna do, but... Character on the right. Excuse me. Looks like when a cat or dog is peering around the banister on a staircase. Oh, this one. Yeah, with her being partly cut off, it does kind of look like that with this here. Looks like she's peering around something. That's funny. Air-fried avocado and yogurt fries? I don't like a cooked avocado. I've tried baking avocado before and I just didn't like it afterwards. Made with oranges, Reaper chili. I don't really know what Reaper chili is. I'm guessing it's probably too hot for me, but the idea of spicy marmalade sounds good. And whiskey. Oh, wow. Been mostly cooked out. Okay. Been getting into Has Been Hotel lately. Oh, that's cool. I think I like Hell of a Boss even better than Has Been, but they're both really good. Nice work as usual. Thank you. Oh, hi, Alexi. Almost didn't see you there. Finish her. That's another way to look at it. I was thinking of it in a different way, but yeah. I like that. I like the Mortal Kombat reference. You can cook I like the Mortal Kombat reference better. You can cook avocado. I tried a recipe where I thought sounded really good. You take half an avocado and you dig out some of the flesh from it to make room, and then you crack an egg into it and then you bake it in the oven. I thought it sounded really good, but I hated the cooked avocado. I just found out the hard way. Avocado cooked, it's just not good. Hi, Living Corpse. Isn't avocado the main ingredient in guacamole? Yeah. You don't cook guacamole, though, if that's what you mean. Spicy honey popcorn. That sounds interesting. Think I'm the opposite. I'm liking Has Been Hotel better than Hell of a Boss. Interesting. Seems to have a better understanding of where it wants to go with the plot to me. Interesting. Okay, let me show you guys. Let me make it so I can see myself on Streamlabs. So I don't know how well this is gonna show, but here's the drawing I'm working on. So I hope to, I'm thinking I might actually, you know, last time I drew him, I went for kind of a comic book style with the inking and everything. So I'm thinking this one, I might actually just scan the pencil drawing and just do like most of the work in Photoshop, like I used to do with the portraits I did of Cat from Red Dwarf. I'm thinking I might actually do that, and if so, like, he's almost ready to scan. I'll want to tighten up the pencil lines a little more, but I think, yeah, I'm thinking I might not ink him. I haven't colored a pencil drawing in Photoshop in a long time. Having said that, my local Morrison sometimes sells these chili pork bites, which are really nice. Not too hot, but a nice bit of zing. Yeah, I can't tolerate too much heat, but I do like a little bit of heat. My preferred hot sauce is Cholula. I try not to use too much of it. Cholula is probably not even considered that hot by most people who like hot food, but... Oh, I should probably zoom out so we can kind of see how this looks so far. I'm annoyed that I didn't get those last two layers done on her, at least on this part, but eh. Yeah, I think I probably just have time to get caught up on the chat and wrap up, so I'm not going to work any more on this. But yeah, oh, let me unhide all of the dialogue balloons. If anybody wants to try to read that, I don't know if it's too small on the screen to read it, but this is what the page looks like so far. It's getting there. It's pretty close. Reaper is one of the hottest chili peppers. I figured as much going by the name. Nerfed in marmalade, but if you aren't big on spice, you might not like this. Very nice creature sketch. Thank you. Wait, which thing is cute? The creature? He's cute to me. I'd be surprised if anyone else called him cute. If anyone has Hulu, I'd recommend watching The Artful Dodger Disney Plus for anyone outside the US. I've never heard of that. I don't have Hulu, unfortunately. Looks ready to give someone the old British knuckles. He looks like he's judging us. I'll have to work on his expression. I don't. He's not meant to look angry or anything. Maybe a little sad, I guess. I do like Blitzo and Stolas, though. I find their relationship fascinating. Obviously not in real life, but in fiction I like it. Yeah, they ended up being pretty interesting. They went some interesting places with them. I thought they were just going to be fuck buddies and that would be it. Chimichurri Chonga. Hi, Vix Alexis. Yeah, I figured you were new. I didn't remember you from previous ones. Oh, very nice. Thank you, Red Rally. Angel Dust and Husk. I don't remember who Husk is. Angel Dust is a fun character, though. Very nice page. Thank you. Dialogue can be summed up as Tyrus is a dick. Yeah, pretty much. It occurred to me recently that these two are kind of like if Belle was forced to marry Gaston. That's kind of what their vibe is. It could be called a vibe. Chimichurri Chonga is a My Little Pony reference. Any hope for Sonic 4? I mean, I have as much hope as I did for the previous ones, which means, you know, I expect it to be reasonably good. I thought they were just going to be fuck buddies and that would be it. Without context would sound hilarious. Yeah, it probably does. Oh, never mind. I forgot that George had said something. I thought I got two things mixed up there. I didn't remember that George actually said chimichurri earlier. Yeah. Every time I see the word shipper, it reminds me of the old meme showing a picture of a transport ship with a smaller transport ships on it. Husk is the bartender that Keith David voices. Oh, okay. I remembered the guy. I just didn't remember his name. He's fun. I like him. Then again, I think I like most characters that Keith David voices. Isn't he also the president on Rick and Morty? I like him on that too. This is a shipping ships. Oh God. I describe Has Been Hotel as an R-rated Disney animation where Hell's Princess is a Disney princess trying to help her ungrateful citizens. That's a good way to describe it. Yes, there will be a Sonic 4 movie and Amy's going to be in it, so we'll see how that turns out. Sonic films had not failed us yet. Yeah, they've ended up being pretty good. I remember seeing the trailer for the third one and being a little bit concerned, but I ended up liking it. There was like one or two jokes that didn't quite land for me, but I ended up really liking Sonic 3. Keith David as Spawn lives rent-free in my mind. I don't think I realized he voiced Spawn, but yeah, I could imagine it. I never watched that Spawn animated show. One could further argue that it's a shipping ships. Oh my God. Huss might be one of Keith David's best roles. He gets to show a lot of range. That's true. Sports people, I ask. People are sports now for whatever. Revenge guac. Yeah, is a fantastic line. Yeah, it is. Revenge guac. Sonic Film 4 makers sweating bullets on how to do Rouge the Batwood without pissing off anyone. Boy, yeah, I hope they leave out Rouge the Bat. Oh yeah, I think I heard he was in The Princess and the Frog. I forgot about that. I haven't seen that movie yet. Oh, thanks for stopping by, Styx. I almost missed that post. I just woke up, so I missed everything. Yeah, it happens. Tired. Okay, everybody, thanks for stopping by. Like I said, I might finish this page next week, or I might do it off camera. I haven't decided yet. Either way, I'm going to try to work on my creature drawing next week. So either I will finish this in the beginning of the stream next week and then finish that, or I will finish this off camera. Whatever works, we'll see. It feels weird to do both in one stream, so I don't know if I'll do that, but yeah. So I'm waiting for the chat to update because I see that there's been more messages over here, but they're not showing up over here. Should definitely watch it. It's a Disney classic. Oh, The Princess and the Frog. Yeah, I started watching it like a few weeks ago when they were showing it on like oh, what's the name of that channel that shows a lot of Disney movies? Oh, I can't think. Oh, Freeform. They were showing it, and I started watching it. It looked really good, but yes, I have not seen The Princess and the Frog. I did start, like I said, I did start watching it, and it looked really good, but I think at the time I didn't have time to watch it. I love the contrast of how optimistic Has Been Hotel is to how cynical Alpha Boss is. That's a good point. I actually went into that movie with almost no knowledge of it. I assumed it was the actual fairy tale ailing the lines of older animated films. Oh, and it wasn't? You're welcome, Special Iron. Thanks for stopping by. Just trying to get caught up on this chat really quick, and then I will attempt to wrap up again. It's funny, as I got into Has Been, as the song Loser Baby popped up on my Facebook feed, and now it's stuck in my head. Music is really good. Princess and the Frog is really good. Charlotte is one of Disney's funniest comic reliefs. Okay. Well, I'll definitely watch it sometime. I just haven't... It's not that I don't want to watch it, I just haven't gotten around to it. I am Frozen fan type of guy. I love Frozen. I didn't like the sequel quite as much, but I do love Frozen. I watch that every Christmas. I watch that Christmas time every year. You're welcome, Flash. Thanks for stopping by. Keith David proves he has a fantastic singing voice. Ah, cool. Okay, now I think I can wrap up. So thanks for joining me, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I already told you what I'm probably going to be doing next weekend. We'll see. So, no, I didn't get as far enough to hear any songs. Let It Go got old fast. Yeah, I managed to not get ruined for Frozen before watching it somehow. So that probably helped. Anyway, bye everybody. See you next weekend, I hope. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye. Yes, I've forgotten which button to push. I think it's this one. Bye.